Hi, my name is Rachel and I'm the Heart Breath Therapist. Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about fear, moving through fear, and creating heart-centered direction. I want you to watch this video to the end because I'm going to give you a step-by-step process, and actively so as we move through this, I'm going to guide you through this experience so that you can create this change in your life. In the last few years, the heightened level of fear that we've been feeling in our lives is real and it's growing. The more consciousness we have to it, the more that we can change it. That's the very first step, consciousness of fear and our reactions to fear. We primarily have 4 ways that we respond to fear: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Fight, our energy goes up. Sometimes anger shows up, combative energy comes in. If we are in flight, we're out of there. We're not even engaging. We're just totally backing away from the situation. And if we're in freeze or fawn, we cannot do anything either because of our mental, emotional, or physiological states is preventing us to do so. And or we just don't know what to do, and as a result do nothing and just witness whatever is happening in and around us. So the very first step is I'd like you to check in is how do you primarily connect to fear, knowing that fear is often shows up from a lack of safety and security. So what is the auto response that you have in these moments? Once you've identified your auto response of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, you may have a primary and a secondary. Some people like to fight and then they take off. Some people completely freeze, and then when they're kind of in that state of coming into more coherent state, they are out of there, or they get combative with arming themselves with information and dialogue to meet this fear straight on. So I want you to think about how you connect to fear, your auto response. And then I want you to think about for a moment, how does it feel to acknowledge that that is how you interact with fear? Really important just to anchor that in for a moment and just acknowledge it. The more conscious that we are, the more that we can change. If we're not conscious of it, then we cannot change it. So as soon as we draw consciousness to it, that might have been a bit of a trick. As soon as I draw consciousness, now you can do something with it. Before you could do nothing with it. And that's why I continue to cycle in and out of the same patterns. So now you have opportunity to create change. Again, stay with me because I'm going to guide you through a process. So the first part is just acknowledging how you interact with fear, or interacting in particular fear that may be showing up in your life right now. The second step is to shift the breath. In order to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the easiest way to do this is through shifting our breath to a 5-second count in and a 6-second count out, or just elongated breath in and even a more elongated on the out. I like to use the 5-6 split. So 5 seconds in through the nose, 6 seconds out through the nose. As you breathe in, intentionally feel the air coming into the body and the body expanding. And as you breathe out, releasing the CO2, imagine the fear leaving you, letting it all go. Repeat that cycle 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 times, and you're going to notice that there's a shift, a softening that begins to happen. As soon as you notice that shift begin to happen, I'm going to invite you to come into the heart space. And as you come into the heart space, I want you to just notice and note fear. Notice the fear that you're in. Notice the response that you're having to fear in the moment. And just breathe into it. I want you to expand that fear. As soon as we give fear power by not acknowledging it, it controls us. As soon as we acknowledge the fear and breathe into the fear and breathe into the heart and acknowledge that fear, we can create change with it. So we take our power back. Your parasympathetic nervous system is activated. You are taking control, your power back by acknowledging that this fear is present. And then I want you to think about what feeling or emotion or sensation that you would like to feel. Is it more clarity? Is it more connection? Is it more justice? Is it more safety? Is it more ability to share your feelings and thoughts about what's happening? Just take a moment and know what you're desiring, what you want in this moment. As soon as you notice that, you're going to notice that the fear dissipates. Fear shows up, lack of safety and security. When the fear dissipates and we meet the need of that safety and security of what the mind, body, and spirit needs, we can then create change. So I want you to think about what it is that you desire, and I want you to breathe that emotion in and out of your heart, and I want you to feel it expanding through your system. And that might require you to say, I feel more safe and secure. I desire more connection. And I want you to breathe it in and out. You can do this with money. You can do this with job. You can do this in relationships. You can do this with just about anything. And I want you to think about now what might be one action that you would need to take to support yourself to create the change that you desire. What might be one action that you can take right here and now around this sphere to feel more safe and secure so that you can take more informed action? And I want you to breathe that into your heart space. And as you breathe it into your heart space, I want you to imagine what it feels like to feel that safety and security with whatever's going on. To feeling in control and in your power, which may require some vulnerability. And just take a moment, own it, and make a commitment to take that action. However big or small, for some people, it's actually just grabbing a glass of water and just taking a sip of water and nourishing the body because the body's depleted from the experience. And so just grabbing that glass of water, nourishing, bringing it down, and then stepping into a clearer state, making a more informed decision. Maybe it might be backing out of the situation intentionally, not a reaction to flee, but more backing out of the situation to get a clear mind, taking a walk, and then coming back to the situation at hand. If it's around finances, it might be taking a moment, tapping into your heart. What do you need to create safety and security? Maybe creating a list of what it is that you need. It might be doing some budgeting. It might just be feeling actually abundant within yourself and knowing that you always made things work and you will continue to make things work. If you're looking for career changes and a fear of moving forward, what are the stories, unwinding the stories about moving forward, the fearful stories, so that you can realign with what it is in your heart. So I want you to take some time just to think about that process. The first is become aware of how you engage in fear on a reactionary base. Just take a moment to acknowledge that and become aware and conscious of it. The next one is shifting your breath. 5 seconds in, 6 seconds out, all through the nose. Then I want you to come into the acknowledgement of fear and breathe that in connection and just hold space for the fear in your physical body, whatever emotions or sensations or feelings arise. Calling your power back as you take ownership over your fear. And then stepping into what is it that you need right now to help to calm the nervous system even more, to feel more safe and secure and in your power. And then taking an informed action decision moving forward. I hope that was helpful for you. If you liked this practice, check out my video about how to shift anxiety in under 5 minutes. Same similar practice, but more specific to anxiety. And please do join us for the 7-day heart journey that's coming up. We're going to be stepping into our heart a little bit each day to practice being more intentional with the connection, raising our wellness and well-being, and connecting to a more authentic place within ourselves and our lives. So stay with me, stay tuned. If you have not yet, please subscribe.